New laser sights, free unlockable heirloom shards for every player, the knockdown shield is being removed, and we're getting a brand new equipment perk never seen before, and we are receiving some really crazy meta changes. Yes, the wingman is now a sniper. All of this was revealed to me and a bunch of other creators and press members during a early event. This press event was stacked with information, so I'm going to just go through everything in this video. Let's get into it. Yes, this may seem like a filler season on the surface, but there's some pretty crazy stuff happening in the meta that's going to make it feel really fresh. So let's just jump through this list that I've compiled. Firstly, Skulltown is much smaller in terms of the actual playable area, but the landmass around Skulltown is massive. They've basically taken most of the area that was sea, removed salvage as well, and used that whole area for a massive open plain, which should give you more freedom to rotate and hopefully cut out third parties and bottlenecks in that area. Really hope so. They're also talking about how they've made a bunch of small changes to improve the health of Kings Canyon to overall reduce bottlenecks, third parties, and all that good stuff. I don't know about all those little specific details, but Kings Canyon may be in the best state it's ever been. Now, it is Kings Canyon, of course, so, you know, third parties are bound to happen more than other maps. I don't know if that could ever be fixed just because of the way the mountains are, but changes are coming this season and they're pretty significant. Let's talk about the level cap next. Level 700 is the max level, but here's the thing, you can prestige a total of 4 times all of the way up to level 2800, and from your journey from level 1 to technically level 2800, you will get 544 packs. What that means is every single player will now be able to earn a free heirloom without spending any money, because if you open up 500 packs, you are guaranteed an heirloom. They did confirm this on the dev stream, the press release event. They said very clearly that your 500th pack does mean you are getting those heirloom shards. So that's really cool. Now, Wingman is getting quite an interesting change. It is becoming sniper ammo weapon. The reason they're doing that is because it's just such a menace, and they want to give people the choice. When they take the wingman, are they going to have to deal with the same situation snipers have? Ammo economy is going to be a massive issue, which has always been why the wingman's been so strong. So this is really going to put a dent in the wingman's viability, especially in high level play, which I'm super hyped for. It's still a fun weapon, and yes, it will take sniper mags now instead of heavy mags. Seems strange, but if you think about the meta, it's a good change, and this meta is all about the health of Apex Legends meta, the new season. They're talking about how they don't want to bring in weapons every season just for the sake of content. They will only bring it in if they feel like there's a space for weapons. They want to make sure that everything is balanced as possible, and they don't necessarily want to just keep pushing out weapons and content because they don't want to mess up the meta. They care more about the health and balance of the game, especially this season. We'll talk more about that soon. I've got some other things to go through on my list first. So, this is a good change, which also kind of lines up with the health of Apex and the meta. The quantity and quality of loot in Kings Canyon should be much better. Now, a lot of people have probably complained about the loot on Kings Canyon. Well, hopefully there are good improvements this season, because they did mention that in the dev stream. Also, Hillside POI, the one near Salvage. Now, what's it called? Containment, the one near Containment on that big hill, it's been changed. It's been basically nerfed because it was a very horrible choke point that would slow down player movement and cause tons of third partying. It's been ripped apart. It's a much smaller POI now. It allows you to rotate through it. You're not really going to be spending that long there, so hopefully that should reduce the amount of third partying in that area. Kind of adding a few extra buildings on the top of the map where Broken Relay is, and that has now been renamed to a basin. That's pretty much it for all the major changes to Kings Canyon. You've also got the cage has been stripped bare. You saw that in the trailers. Essentially, they wanted to make sure it's easy to attack that area and not easy to defend it, because people would sit up there and it was just the most horrible third partying spot in the game. Once again, the same kind of situation with the hillside area, which has been nerfed as well. So they really want to stop people just sitting around in Kings Canyon, at least in these really powerful positions. So that's actually a good change for the overall health of Kings Canyon, and once again is another small thing that should help reduce the amount of third partying. Now, there's more changes to talk about on Kings Canyon, and then we've got other stuff as well, such as laser sights, Spitfire changes, EVA 8 changes, hop-ups, and all that good stuff. So, essentially, They've also gone and kind of adjusted the number of charge towers, explosive holds, and zipline balloons on Kings Canyon. So it's really going to feel like quite a different map in terms of repositioning. And like I say, it's the best Kings Canyon has ever been in terms of third partying. How we can compare that to a map like World's Edge or Stormpoint, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have laser sights. Laser sights are new attachments coming to, I believe, SMGs and pistols. And the laser sight will reduce your hipfire spread. But weapons that could previously have a barrel that can now take a laser sight, so essentially all SMGs, will no longer be able to take a barrel. So what they're trying to do with this change is reduce the effectiveness of long range on the SMGs and give them more viability up close. So you're going to be able to hip fire more effectively when you have a laser sight on. And I think, as I understand it, you can actually change the RGB color of the laser sight in your settings, just like you can with the reticle, but it doesn't appear on the enemy's screen, only on your screen to help you sort of aim. So if you look around the corner of a laser sight, you're not going to get spotted by somebody on the other side. Now, ammo changes besides the sniper weapon. The Spitfire is now, the wingman to sniper change. The Spitfire is now a light ammo weapon. And the reason they've done that is because the Spitfire is quite a prominent weapon in the meta, and there are a lot of heavy weapons already. So they want to take one pretty popular heavy weapon and just bring it over to the light side, so it's more balanced, because having this constant heavy meta is a bit of a problem when you want to run a light ammo weapon gun, because, well, where are you going to find all that ammo in the late game when everyone's running heavy weapons? So that's quite a good change. It should allow there to be a bit more light ammo in the late game loot pool when you're going through people's death boxes. The EVA 8's also got a massive change. The fire rate has been increased, and as you go up more shotgun bolts, the fire rate just keeps going up and up and up, even more than in the past, which is pretty cool. It's also now able to take stocks, which should be able to increase the handling of it. I'm not sure how exactly that will help too much, but the reload speed will be increased with that. So that's a pretty significant change. It's going to feel super bursty and super effective, essentially. Now, also, the EVA is also getting the double tap back, and I assume that will be available for the Scout too, because the G7 Scout and the Vault are now going onto the floor loot. They are not going into crafting, they're going onto floor loot. And the weapons to replace it in the care package are the Bocek and the Rampage. Both of these will now be care package weapon. No details about how they'll be buffed or changed at all, or how the Vault and Scout will be nerfed, but pretty interesting. We're also getting the Skull Piercer back for the longbow and wingman, of course, but this time they're also adding the Skull Piercer onto the 30-30. Now, when you ADS with this thing, already gets more damage as it charges up, so a Skull Piercer shot on this, fully charged, could be pretty awesome. The Triple Take is the new reactive tier 100 weapon skin, if you're curious about that. It's a really big meta change that you're going to love if you compare about the competitive integrity of Apex. The Knockdown Shield self-res perk has been completely removed this season, and instead, the Guardian Angel perk is going on to the Knockdown Shield. So that's going to be really useful for a Newcastle meta. Not only that, but there's a brand new perk for the backpack called Deep Pocket. This will allow you to stack 3 large med items, so for example 3 bats or med kits in one slot and 2 phoenix kits in one slot. Now I'm going to just go over some quick changes now that they've talked about for the future of the game, not necessarily the start of Season 14, but the future. Yes, new LTMs are coming mid-season. Control mode won't be permanent, but it's definitely not out of the question that it may be permanent in the future. They say that if LTMs were always available, they would lose appeal, and they want people to be excited to come back and try LTMs, so it's unlikely any of these modes would be permanent like arenas. Player gifting is coming to Apex Legends, which is probably a surprise to a lot of people. They're actually working on this. The ability to gift perhaps some kind of items in game, skins, I don't know exactly how it will work, is in progress. Cross progression is also in progress still, but they don't have any update for it. They said that the engine just wasn't built for it and it's really hard to do, but they are trying very hard to get it working because they know how much people want this. Some changes will come to the rank system. They know it's still not perfect, but nothing in Season 14 yet. And they did say there'll never be PvE missions like the Broken Ghost again. They said that Apex Legends is a Battle Royale game first and foremost, and if you want to play PvE, then look for PvE in future Respawn products. Now, I assume what they're hinting at here is the PvE Apex game coming in the near future. They're really trying to make this season the best it can be overall in terms of meta health as opposed to content, but we are getting LTMs. They'll also keep adding legends for the foreseeable future. They don't think that the legend meta is yet becoming oversaturated, so it's likely for maybe a good 2 years, we're still going to get legends each season. I'm going to do a 30-day movement challenge on this channel starting tomorrow. I'm going to try and learn as many movement techniques and try and master them in 30 days, and we'll see how much I can improve as a player from day 1 till day 30. You can watch it on my long form videos, my short form videos, or my streams, which are Monday to Friday around 9 p.m. PT on this channel. So yeah, so for that, thanks for watching everyone. Cheerio!